I'm Aiden Davis.
And I'm Karen Roseborough.
And welcome back to April's edition of
Tribal Studios. First off, we go back to the beginning of the month and learn about April Fool's pranks with Kale Moore.
Then Cooper Hall takes us to the golf course to see how the golf team is doing.
Next up, we take a trip out to the farm with Abby Fisher to learn more about FFA.
Alright, I'm gonna get disowned for this one. Okay, Google. Set an alarm for 4:30 a.m.
You got it. Your alarm's set for tomorrow at 4:30 a.m.
Willard Golf started off its spring season with the boys. Coach Stone lets us in on a little insight.
Honestly, goals for the season are just kind of make little improvements every single day. I know that's kind of cliche, but in golf, you don't really ever have big improvements overnight. You just kind of got to keep chipping away every day and get a little bit better a day at a time. Well, our biggest challenge right now is we lost 7 seniors from last year. So we don't have any varsity experience returning. We play in a very competitive conference in the COC, and like every other sport, golf's really competitive as well. And so our biggest challenge right now is we just don't have a lot of high-level varsity experience or any varsity experience, and so we just got to get some tournaments under our belts. And playing tournament golf or playing in any games a lot different than playing in practice. And I think once we get a couple tournaments under our belt and kind of get some of the nerves and jitters out of the way, things will smooth out, and hopefully we're playing our best golf, just like you want to be playing your best in any sport at the end of the season. We've got a whole new varsity lineup coming in. We've got 12 guys, 9 of them are freshmen or sophomores, and so it's really up to them. We got a lot of kids that are putting in a lot of time, and so we're going to kind of just wait and see how things unfold here. We started qualifying this week for our first couple tournaments, or our first tournament, and so over the course of the next couple weeks, we're going to just kind of let the kids stand out on their own and see who wants to kind of take control and lead the group.
From Tribal Studios, this is Cooper Hall reporting.
Today I got the chance to speak with some of the FFA members and the teacher today at Willard High School. They told me all about their programs and what they do in competitions and the impacts of what FFA has done for them throughout their high school career.
FFA it's the National FFA organization. It's a student organization, one of the largest in the world.
The thing that I've gotten out of FFA was probably the friendships and the people. They just give really good vibes, and everybody's so kind to each other, and it's a good experience too.
My favorite part about FFA is just the people and the experience that you get with friends and family, and it's a good fun time that's going towards something good.
I joined because I thought it would be interesting to do, and my brother was in FFA, my dad, my mom was all there too, so I just thought it would be something kind of cool to try out.
I joined FFA my freshman year, started in December, paid my dues, and I've been in it ever since. What keeps me staying in FFA, I'd say it's the people. They've become kind of like a family to me. I guess I could say they're friends, as well as the scholarship opportunities that I will be given by my senior year through FFA, and I'd say it's the organization as a whole really keeps me there.
So with any competition, you get out of it what you put into it. We had 2 teams this year that have qualified for state competitions. We just had our district competitions last week. So our farm business management team qualified, and our horse evaluations team qualified for state competition. And it's just the amount of time and effort that you put into studying and memorizing the material. And yeah, it's really what you get out of, you get what you put in.
You can either go through competitions and qualify for state, or you can get a state degree or even an American degree after you graduated, and it's just a week-long trip to Columbia, and it's any sort of, you do your competitions for state just like track does state or football does state, and it's just a really good thing to go to.
I think probably my work ethic is what I've gotten the most out of. FFA, you kind of see a lot of people work together, kind of do whatever they want to do in life. They don't just get kind of hand out stuff, you have to earn it.
FFA is a great way to meet people and to make connections that will last your entire life. I teach agriculture because of the people that I met during my time in FFA, and it's what spurred me to want to continue to do that.
Everything is probably the advisors. I like Asher and Miss Coons a lot. I feel like they're probably some of the best advisors here in Missouri, and it's just a really good time to spend with them.
Mr. Asher, I would say he's probably one of my most trusted teachers. Like, he's been there through everything I've went through in my life and everything, and he's always been super supportive. Like, he's not one of those weird teachers who's like gonna ask you about everything in your life, but he's just kind of there to lean on.
As all the kids said before, FFA has had a huge impact on all these students' lives, especially Mr. Asher. And these students showed today what the program has done for them throughout their high school career.
Hayden Kanowski and Sammy Olden take a step back into the dark ages to see how our teachers spent their high school prom.
Willard's drill team spent their 11th year in Pensacola, Florida Navy Nationals.
Prom! Yes, it is prom, everybody. And of course, everybody's asking the usual questions. What suit did you pick out? What color? What dress did you pick out, girl? Well, guess what? Why don't we ask the people that really make prom special? Why does nobody ask the people of all time, per se? And that is our teachers, who help host the event. Yes, me and my friend Sammy Oldham went around asking teachers what their high school prom experience was like and if they had fun back in the day.
My high school prom experience, well, it was a long time ago, so it's a little bit hard for me to remember. What I can tell you is it was a lot of fun. I felt like it was the last social event of my high school career, and I kind of got the feeling it was, school was coming to an end with prom, and that a lot of the friends that I'd been around over the years was kind of, in some ways coming to an end. So it's kind of almost like a closure moment, I guess, but it was a lot of fun experience as well.
I feel like my experience was probably a little bit different than most of the students here at WHS. I'm from a really small town, so my graduating class was 20, and we had prom at our actual high school, which they did a great job. They really decorated it, and it was very nice. We had dinner and everything, but it was prom, and then when you were done, you were done. I feel like there's probably more activities for people to do here. You usually have prom in Springfield, and there's things for you to do, bowling and movies and things, but we just ended up at my cousin's house and just hung out there.
All right, so I actually went to prom as a freshman. I went with a friend that was a junior, and then saw our junior or senior year, I went to my girlfriend's prom at a different high school. And then after prom, we had this big celebration at our high school. They had thousands of dollars worth of prizes for all of the seniors and juniors. And then every hour they would draw a bunch of names, and you got to go up and pick stuff. And that was like TVs and MP3 players and all this stuff that was just like you could take to college, use in your dorm room and things like that. And everybody got 2 different prizes. So, and there was like a grand prize drawing at the end. That was pretty cool. So.
Wonderful. Dances were a really big deal when I was in high school, and we all went, and prom was, of course, the biggie. And we would wear, in my day, great big, like the Southern Belles, the hoop skirt is what we called it. So I wore a hoop skirt under my dress, and some girls wore crinoline instead. I wore pink, and the first prom, I had a boy friend who wore a 3-piece white suit with a top hat and a cane, and a pink cummerbund and a pink bow. It was the 80s. We went out to dinner first, usually, instead of eating the dinner at the venue. I don't know what they've got this year for you. I still have my prom favor from 1986 senior prom. Mystic moment. It was great. We felt like movie stars.
Wasn't that so much fun? Hearing all those different perspectives from the teachers? I bet it was. And I bet it shined a new light on how you view prom in general. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment, everybody, but I have to ask Sammy a very important question. Sammy, I have a very important question to ask you.
What's up? Oh my god, I'd love to!
This year, Willard NJROTC's drill team qualified for Navy Nationals in Pensacola, Florida. But only a few months later, the drill team goes to Daytona Nationals. Here to explain the difference between Navy and Daytona Nationals is Willard's Naval Science instructor, Master Sergeant Gary McClellan.
Well, competition in Navy Nationals is a qualifying event that the team has to go to one of 3 different qualifiers and place in the top 3 positions of all the teams that are competing. Then they go to the championship for the area where they're at. In this case, it's like 4 different states. And then they have to be in the top 2 in order to get an invitation to compete at Navy Nationals down in Pensacola. The difference between that and Daytona event, which is high school nationals. High school nationals, you don't have to get an invitation. You submit that you want to attend and you pay to go, and then you get to go and compete against different high schools, not just Navy JROTC, but their Army, Air Force, Marine Corps. All of them diverge into one spot in Daytona for a keen competition as far as competitive skills and trying to become number 1.
There are many trying things about Daytona Nationals. Debatably, the most stressful thing about Daytona Nationals is that new people are calling the commands for routines.
Commanding for the first time is definitely a very scary situation, but I think it's a great opportunity to learn and make yourself better.
I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking, but I mean, I've seen it done. I've practiced it a lot, so I think it'll be fine. It'll be fun.
One of the decisions for who was commanding is just looking into who's going to be the commanders for next year.
Observation and desire. So if they show that they're interested in it and they express interest in wanting to command and giving them opportunity to do that, then the drill commander and I sit down and look at who is it that's going to be competing, that's going to command.
It's definitely a change whenever, we have new commanders, because we get used to one person's voice or one person's movements and stuff, and like how they pronounce the commands. So I think that's going to be challenging for the whole team to kind of get used to somebody else with like a very short time to practice with them.
The drill team has been working all year towards Nationals, and we're looking forward to seeing what they do next. Travel Studios, this is Aiden Davis.